Development Authority of Grenada, PDA, is enforcing regulations to curb illegal, disorderly, and unauthorized development in several locations throughout the state of Grenada. The authority is concerned that structures mainly associated with vending are negatively impacting the environment, has undesirable public health and sanitation consequences, present obstructions to vehicle and pedestrian traffic, can become projectiles during adverse weather conditions, and generally affect the aesthetics of the nation. The PDA will work along with stakeholder ministries and institutions to effect the demolition, removal, and disposal of structures which fall in the category of illegal and disorderly development, commencing January 2024. In this regard, persons who vend in or occupy such illegal structures are advised to secure their personal belongings and have the structures removed ahead of the planned PDA demolition operations. These actions of the PDA have become necessary to safeguard and protect public health and the environment, ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens and visitors, discourage any future disorderly construction, and encourage compliance to regulations pertaining to physical development in the state of Grenada. This is a message from the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada.
It's Instacash Grenada! Imagine a game with no numbers to choose from, no draws to wait on, and you can play it every day, including Sunday. That's Instacash. It's fast, it's easy to play, and you win prizes instantly. Instacash. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA. Making dreams come true.
Yeah. Welcome to Red Along Live. Welcome to Thursday? Yeah, the Thursday. On the ride! Yeah. Did you miss me? Yeah, man, listen, I obviously, guys, you know we couldn't come on yesterday because it was, of course, the national celebration. Grenada celebrated its 50-year anniversary, a massive event, concert, celebration, military parade, and something that we have never seen, I have never seen, at least in my lifetime, a massive drone show. All that this whole celebration was for the Grenada 50th anniversary, guys, and it, in my humble opinion, it was massive. Now today, we are going to be talking about or recapping that massive celebration yesterday because, you know, there are difference of opinion in terms of the celebration, right? So I want to hear what you think. This is Thursday, and it is what's pissing you off. It might be something that happened yesterday in the celebration. It might be something that happened in the continuous or from the start of the celebration. Just kind of talk about what is happening and what's kind of on your mind. This is your opportunity to vent. This is what's pissing you off. And joining me tonight, hey, Sweetness, how you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, so I'm still in beautiful Grenada. And it is hot, very hot. You guys saw me? You guys saw a replica of me, a clone of me jumping around. Someone said they saw me jumping around and in the front of the band and all kind of thing like that. But that wasn't me. That was my twin, in case you guys didn't know. All right? Yeah, boss want to fire me, all kind of thing. Yes, it wasn't me. It was my twin. Okay, guys. So we ain't wasting no time. We're going straight fast forward ahead. Joining me to discuss and chat about this massive celebration, of course, she needs absolutely no introduction. She is an advocate. She is a social media, how should I say, darling. Yes, you are a darling. What's that look on your face? You are a social media darling. You don't think?
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hot. Don't ask me to stand up because that's all I'm wearing.
I believe you.
It's hot. It's hot. What can I say? I am hot in this place. So Asheida, Charles, Wow.
does.
Oh man. First, Ashida, we will cut straight to the chase, right?
Mhm.
Straight to the chase. Your thoughts on the 50th celebration, Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence celebration, and you not just from what we saw yesterday, because it was a series of things. There was a build-up of things in celebration of the 50th. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so first off, thank you for having me and good night to all your listeners and viewers. No, I did not attend the series of events,
Okay.
but I did follow some of them on social media, and I think most of them were well attended. Given that we have so many Grenadians who flew into Grenada to be a part of the celebration, that is fantastic. I think for people to have invested in a trip to return to Grenada to celebrate the 50th independence celebration, I think that's remarkable. So kudos to all of you who made the journey. Um, Now let's just circle in on yesterday because yesterday is very hard to get off anyone's mind. What I thought was most impressive, well, first of all, what I always look forward to when it comes to our independence celebration, two things. One, the display of patriotism from our Grenadian people and their friends. This has always been massive. Thousands of people make their way to the National Stadium to celebrate on that big day. And secondly, the display by the Royal Grenada Police Force. These are my two favorite things that I look forward to every year. And this year, it's spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. What I'm going to take out, let me just put that on the table early. My two takeaways from yesterday's celebration. One, that drone display. I still want someone to sit me down and just explain how everything unfolded. I still want to know who came up with the idea, how it was meticulously wired to give us that magnificent display we saw in the skies yesterday. That to me was extraordinarily spectacular. I've never seen anything like this my whole life. And of course, secondly, the display by the Special Services Unit, that, that, which had my brother Darius all over doing the 50 push-ups and all of that. He could do 152. He's that good.
It was your brother that was doing the push-ups.
Of course. Yes. I'm
Oh.
with you. I mean, you could see
Oh.
the resemblance, the nose, the dimples, the smile. So it was him. That was incredible. The entire Royal Grenada Police Force presentation was incredible as well. So these were my takeaways.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, well, let me put my perspective into it, right? And you could object to certain things if possible. Now, everything that you said there, I totally concur. I endorse 100%. But I think one
Mhm.
of my major takeaway from, or one of the things that I love most about the whole thing is that the tribute that was paid to the centennials, people that came before us. Now, folks might say, well, they didn't even see that part or they missed that part. But the fact of the matter is, I think that when you could take the time and consider people that are 100 or above and at that age, I think it's important that we recognize them because oftentimes we don't sit with the elderly and we don't get no history from the elderly. So to
Right.
recognize these people who came before, who are here now and they witnessed from 1923 up to now, I think that the thought process in having that was a big one.
Yeah.
Not saying that the drone was not exquisite, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't all of that, but I
Mhm.
think that it was that thought, just the thought that having those centennials, those elderly, ride the train and be a part of it, that was big for me. That was big for me. Because oftentimes
Agreed.
we forget.
Agreed. But if we were, listen, yesterday's celebration was impressively put together.
Yeah.
That if we were to nitpick all the great things, all the phenomenal things, we may need like days, because I thought that the people behind it, the creative minds who put it together, they did put a lot of thought into every aspect. You see, and that's incredible.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, another thing, and guys, we're going to open up the phone lines. We're talking about what's pissing us off. We didn't even get to that point yet. We're talking about what we liked about it, but I'm sure that there are things that people really did not like. And one of the things, I know there are conversations on social media right now. We're going to get to that. But we're talking about the things that made us awe, right? And that was one of it, that presentation. Now, let's talk a little bit more about that, that exhibit by was it the SSU?
Yes,
Right.
special service unit. Sorry.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it, guys. Let's take a close look at it. And for those of you who missed it, this is what happened yesterday. Check it out. Yes, yes, yes. That was the amazing display put on yesterday. And let me tell you something, Asheida. When it happened, it was so unexpected because I was standing there with my camera just looking at what's next. And then I saw the smoke. I'm like, okay, so what's happening there? Then I heard the gunshot. Like I heard the shot, the explosion. And I was like, what? I actually jumped
Yes,
back.
I heard you scream in the video. Your screams are in there. Yeah, I
That
heard you.
absolutely amazing. The thought, just the idea of putting that together, I thought that it was great. It was great.
Yeah,
It was everything
that was
that
great.
that was expected. Let's talk about some other elements because I want to talk about the good, and then we'll talk about some of the things that we did not like so much, and some of the conversation that are happening right now. You mentioned earlier about the drone display, the 500 drone display. What captivated you most about that?
Two things. One, our our Kirani James, our Jaguar. Like to see that his iconic athletic form with some motion incorporated into that blew my mind. And secondly, the inclusion of our longest serving Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. I thought that it took maturity from the team. Because why I must point this out, because I expected our independence, 50th independence celebration to unite us to an extent. And the fact that they included him, to me, should have paved the way for some unity, even if it was just for 24 hours, Junior. That didn't happen. That unity that I thought we could have seen, that didn't happen. People were still criticizing every single thing, you know. And another reason why I thought it was significant that I mention it is because history. History should always be factual. And it is an absolute fact that he is the longest serving Prime Minister Grenada has had. And as such, it is important to recognize that. So the entire drone presentation, like I said, was extraordinarily spectacular. But just seeing these two additions as part of it really was jaw dropping for me. I couldn't believe. First of all, I didn't believe that, with all the politics, that such maturity existed. Because though the Honorable Keith Mitchell was there, the Honorable Dickard Mitchell wasn't there.
Right. Yeah,
And that, so, and of course, I understand why he wasn't. And that
right.
that is where the maturity really peaked for me.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And I thought that that was a mending point. I still think that it does, and it did a lot of mending between, because we as a small population, we cannot go forward if we have, or if we continue to fight amongst each other. Grenada is so small. And I thought that that idea of including the former prime minister was an absolute great idea. And even bigger yet, as you said, the current prime minister not even including himself, right?
Yeah.
Because omitting himself and putting the former prime minister, I thought that that was great. And I want to take a quick look at that clip. And we got a behind the scenes look at it, because right before the drones came on, we were actually in the back watching them put together the drone. And we did get a chance to speak to the guys who did the work. So let's take it from that perspective all the way through to the end, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, well, I'm sure the whole world saw it, but this is an opportunity to watch it again.
Yeah, so us here at Sky Elements are coming out to celebrate 50 years in Grenada. We're super excited to help this independence celebration, and we brought 500 drones with us to create an amazing wow moment, coupled with fireworks and a drone show of the likes that nobody in the area has seen. With 500 drones, this is going to be a show that not a single person in the audience is going to be able to expect or know what to expect. This is going to be an amazing moment, and definitely something to make this entire community remember what 50 years of independence means. Yeah, so Sky Elements is the leading provider of drone light shows in North and South America. We fly anywhere from 300 to 700 drone shows per year, and we've brought magic like this to skies across America, through the Caribbean, and all the way down to Argentina. We're super excited to be a part of this event and very excited to make this event one to remember.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe my list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed, we're forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
We're going higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build up ourselves, put people together.
500 drones in the sky.
Shackles bound feet and hands. But freedom lived in the heart of the African man. And he fought. She fought. We fought and rebelled. And in 1838, they obtained emancipation. While emancipated, we remained subjugated, satellites of imperialism, status quo the same. But Grenada began to carve its own lane. We possessed gold, black gold, nutmeg, and we became the world's second largest producer. But one thing Grenada lacked was homegrown leadership in essence, which was soon realized in Sir Eric Matthew Gerry. Uncle Gary, as he was affectionately known, carried us further away from the throne and into self-reliance, organizing the working class, fighting for better conditions and wages and adult suffrage. Naturally, Sir Eric Matthew Gerry stepped up, guiding the island in 1974 to independence. But our journey to independence was not a walk in the park. On February 7th, the flag was hoisted in the dark, a harbinger of the times to come. Social unrest exploded into a revolution. Maurice Bishop came to power, preaching nationalism and self-reliance. Forward ever, backward never. A small island would take on a giant. A tumultuous time that was marred by power struggle. But Grenada and its people stayed the course, resilient and brave, like the bougainvillea flower. As the islands continued to grow, so did the richness of our culture, ever present in our festivals and traditions, like Carriacou big drum dancing, that pays homage to our ancestors. And what better way to encapsulate the fighting spirit that our ancestors had than by adorning the horns and the old oil in representation of the jab. This spirit lives on still in Grenada.
I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. They go off to say I'm mad. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. They go off to say I'm mad. All you come, all you jump, all you wave, all you wine, all you. Take a picture, make a pose. They never see jab like those. Jab jab fingers, jab jab toes. This jab jab don't have no clothes. Go on exit in my brain. A snake is me only chain. Black blood running through my vein. It more than me than cocaine. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. They go off to say I'm mad. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job. I play no wicked job.
We navigated more difficult situations. We rebuilt after the wrath of Hurricane Emily and Ivan.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe the list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest beers on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner.
In those times, direction was sure. Leadership and guidance was administered under the capable hands of Dr. Keith Mitchell, Grenada's longest-serving Prime Minister. He helped to build back much of our infrastructure. Once again, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique rebuilt. And their pride again stood tall, extending from their new homes and nutmeg trees to the beaches, rivers, and waterfalls. And we expanded intentionally, not by chance, committed to the tenant, to aspire, build, advance.
More than the speck upon the globe, more than the ice cream and gold, much more than the nutmeg and the globe. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
One man represented a country's ambition. Kirani James, winning Olympic gold, successful at the highest level of competition.
We going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Inspire, build advances, more people together. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Really and truly, can't find the words to describe what my country mean to me. So much things we take for granted, but so much things they give to me. Peace and tranquility, family, community. It don't matter where we go in the world, just know that the home is where my heart is. 50 years, as you shape for 50 more, as you shape to reach your goal.
So as we celebrate 50 years of independence, 50 years of growth and resilience, we should remember, we do so as one people, on one journey, towards one future.
Right along live.
Wow. Wow. I actually felt that kind of emotional again, like how I felt yesterday in the park. It just like it happened all over again. I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way watching it over again. You know, it really speaks to who we are as a people. And it's just a lot of love in that video there and the creative process. I know Orlando and the crew who worked on this project is happy with it, and everyone that was involved in doing it. I don't see anything that could have done better. From your perspective, do you see anything that could have been added or was too much on there? Well, I'm not hearing you.
From the drones display.
Yes.
No, I think, like I said, it was spectacular enough.
Yeah.
If we were to include anything, and I'm not sure if that was included like a feature because I did miss a part. So even the um the train, I missed that as well because I was
Okay.
watching it live and I missed a few parts. But I'm not sure if that was included. But I would have loved to see a feature for Mr. Anthony Conrad George, who designed our flag. I'm not sure if there was like a 1 minute or 2 minute presentation, about who he is or who he was, because I understand he passed away yesterday.
Last
So
night. Yeah. During the
yeah,
period celebration.
right. So condolences to his family. But you see, this man is so significant to us because he gave us what many have agreed is the most beautiful flag in the world. And
Absolutely.
that should mean something for us every day of our lives. His contribution towards the national pride that we celebrate right now, um, is invaluable. And so, I would have liked to see him or some mention of him. I know, like when I was listening to the live you carried on right along, one of the commentators did make mention of him, but I'm not sure if any specific feature was designated to his contribution in that sense. So if anything could have been added, of course, that is what I would have liked to see. Like to
Absolutely.
see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Same here. It happened. I believe it was Calistro Faria who came up to me and said that he just passed away. I don't know if he was ill for a period of time, but that was to me that was shocking. On the day that we celebrate 50th anniversary, he
Mhm.
passed away.
Now, he
And
was 86 years old, so that's not to say I'm just saying he was 86 years old, so we just don't know what he was going through health wise.
right.
But condolences to his
Absolutely.
family.
Absolutely. All right. So let's talk about the things that happened that you didn't too favor, you didn't too like, if there's any. Were there anything there that you frown up a little bit?
Well, I wasn't there in person, and so
In, in the
you
general celebration.
yeah.
General
Oh,
celebration.
generally the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I did not like the fact that on the 99th hour, some promoters, well, all the promoters who had the events and activities scheduled to happen yesterday, they were told they cannot, and I'm not sure, I stand to be corrected, if a reason was provided to the public, because some people agreed with that, and some people, like myself, I do not agree. Well, I did not agree because for me, Junior is a timing. I completely understand if the committee or the authorities wanted to designate February 7th totally 100% to the independence celebrations at the National Stadium. Okay. But consideration should have been given to the people who had their activities planned and got permission. I think many people are misunderstanding. It's not the issue of no amplified music or sound. The issue here is that these people wrote to the Royal Grenada Police Force, got permission. So what that means is that their activity was approved to
Right.
go ahead on the 7th. And then on the 99th hour, they were told all permissions were revoked without a reason. But I did a little bit of digging and I understand that the reason could have been that the police force would have been outmanned. And so they may not have sufficient police officers, to provide the services needed in terms of protection and security and so on at all the events when the majority of them were at the Royal Grenada Police Force. But that has not been confirmed. That's what my digging revealed. So of course that made me very angry because they would have planned, they would have spent, they would have invested, in marketing and so on. And so to revoke the permissions on the 99th hour, that to me, that did not sit well with me at all.
Yeah, yeah. And I did hear that. I know there were some popular promoters who in fact had the event postponed. And someone here, well, not confirmed, but actually reiterated that there not enough police to keep the place all over. We did in fact see what we saw yesterday is, of course, the police officers on parade, which is almost all the officers, well, not all, almost all, but a good percentage of the officers there. And then there still have to be others, because there was so much dignitaries on the island. There was the president of Ghana who was there. We have the prime minister of Dominica, prime minister of St. Vincent, prime minister of St. Lucia. So a lot of protection. So I could understand how the police may have felt like if they are stretched, overstretched. And
But
that, yeah.
But don't you think that, like, when the celebrations were tabled, like all the activities around the celebrations and the dignitaries who were invited and so on, when all of that was being discussed, the question or concern of any promoter hosting activities on that day should have been on, like, tabled as well? In that, so okay, for example, if I'm just going to make up a promoter, let's say Jane Doe, for example, wrote to have an activity in Wharf on the lands, for example. She
Right.
wrote, then you have to write her back to say, on that day, we are not hosting any activities in the country because of so forth reasons. We won't be hosting the national celebrations at the National Stadium. So that should have been communicated, long before. You don't approve something and then the day off or the day before say to the promoters, listen, we can't have that. That to me was very inconsiderate for whoever made the decision.
Right, right. Okay. Point taken. And I agree. I agree that that was the case. Now, there was a conversation that had been, erupting on social media. I took this picture yesterday and I posted it, and I didn't realize or recognize the attention that this picture got, and it sparked many, many of conversation regarding the Prime Minister and his dress code. That has been sparking many conversation and debates on social media there. What's your take on this on the Prime Minister, what the Prime Minister decided to wear on the celebration day, Asheida?
Well, I'm looking at the picture, if you don't mind putting it back on the screen.
Yes.
And my take is that the Prime Minister is the most outstanding person sitting there, and that's because of what he chose to wear.
Right.
Now, the white looks really, really good with the sash and so on. That I like. And his shoes. Now, let us get into his shoes.
Right.
When I attended a political rally hosted by the NDC, during the campaign, I took a picture as well when I saw he was wearing that shoes, and I posted it on my Facebook page. And many people said I should take it down because of what it signifies. I still haven't gotten what it signifies, but some people who support the party said I should remove that picture because of what his shoes, So he choosing to wear, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, has chosen to wear that shoes, could simply be that this was his style preference. Now, I am not going to put myself in a position to critique the shoes to the extent other people did. You know why? Because whenever I dress, Junior, it's always comfort for me. It's always comfort. I'm not saying that that's the case because I haven't spoken to him. I'm just saying, right? From the outside looking in, many people, when we dress, our fashion sense is always subjective, if you understand. You would wear what you think is appropriate at that time. I don't know what message he was trying to send. Obviously, he's the Prime Minister, so the attention would have been focused on him throughout his presence at the ceremony, and he would have known that. And so you would need to have a conversation with him to hopefully explain, why did you choose that shoe? Is it because of comfort? Is it because of style? I don't think it was appropriate. Let me put that out there. I don't think it was appropriate. I don't think it was like his shoes was appropriate. At the same time, it could have been his comfort choice. having to
Right.
be there for all these hours, maybe wearing a proper, formal shoes would have been discomfort, would have bring discomfort for him.
Well, here's what I think, right? And I get somewhat partially where people are speaking about from a perspective of his wear, right? But I think we're losing focus
Mhm.
in terms of everything that transpired here today. First and foremost, I believe, and I've been to Ghana, and my presence in Ghana here just made me thought a whole lot different about life, right? And about our history. And what the prime minister is wearing there is it's a outfit that is an African outfit, right? It's
Including the shoes or minus the shoes? Because I
including
love the outfit as well.
including the shoes.
Okay.
Because even when I went to Ghana and I went to Makola Market, and when you go to Ghana and you have to go to Makola Market, and let me tell you, that is the shoes of choice. There are thousands of people selling things, and 99.9% of them are selling that type of shoes. I bought three of them, including our sandals. That is the outfit. That is the way it completes it. Even if you saw, I posted a picture earlier. I was wearing
Yes.
something similar, right?
Yes.
So it completes that look. No, I don't like to debate on people dress code because
Mhm.
everybody dressing is. I mean, you dress for comfort. Just like if people might go into a fashion show and they may not understand the fashion. But
Mhm.
it's not that it's bad. It's just that you don't understand. And I don't see anything inappropriate
But
about it. Yes.
sorry to cut you, but why do you think? You see, for me, understanding the genesis of things is very important because I'm trying to understand why would people nitpick that from the
Right.
entire celebrations. I
That
mean, people have a right to pick and choose and critique what they want. But I'm saying, even if like when I looked at his outfit, I thought, he probably should not have worn that shoes. Maybe he should have worn something else. But I would not have highlighted it as a feature to speak on, to critique on, because
right.
to me, his choice of shoes or footwear did not take away from the spectacular elements of the activity, and his footwear does not interfere with how patriotic we are or how patriotic we should be. It didn't take away from what the celebration should have been, if you
Right.
understand.
Yes.
So to nitpick the prime minister's footwear, to me, is a stretch. I,
Yeah.
from my
If I were
point.
the organizing committee and if I were the prime minister or anyone that planned this event yesterday, I would think that the conversation that we're having now about his shoe is like a big up for the organized how organized and professional the event was yesterday. Because out of everything, this is a big event, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening. All
Mhm.
that all that people could see that went wrong was the prime minister. And to see a shoe, you have to zoom,
Mhm.
zoom up
Mhm.
back up 100 times, right?
Mhm.
What about the organization of the event? What about the artist that was chosen? What about the patriotism? What about so many other things that went on about the show? So if we're talking about the prime minister's shoe, it is a success for the organizers. They're high-fiving themselves because there's nothing else. There's
Mhm.
nothing else I think that people could say that went really bad or really wrong about it. You
Mhm.
know?
I agree.
Yeah. So I don't understand because I'm hearing conversation that folks saying that it's an Indian wear and it's inappropriate. Does he have Indian in his blood or
Yes,
Indian?
I read that as well somewhere.
I don't understand because first of all, it's not Indian. The
But
Indian
but you
outfit.
see, okay, so is there a black shoe then? That's the
Huh?
question. Is there a black shoe? Is there a black shoe? Is there a green? Not even black. Is there a Grenadian shoe? Is there a Grenadian shoe?
There's none.
Is there a Grenadian footwear? Maybe the donkey muscle. Maybe if he had worn that, that would have maybe be something to be like, oh wow, you wore a donkey muscle today. Maybe I'm just saying because
Yeah.
we do not have a particular footwear that identifies with who we are as a people. We do not have that. We do not
Right.
have black shoes or white shoes, or we don't necessarily have that. We may have black brands in terms of footwear, or white brands, or let's just say Caucasian brands and so on. But we do not have a specific black shoe that black people or black prime ministers of Caribbean islands or nations should wear. And that's why I think we've lost the focus by dragging the footwear along with the criticisms and so on about the footwear. My
Yeah.
take on it.
No, and so people then was saying, okay, so there we have the Prime Minister of Ghana who is sitting there in a Western outfit. He's wearing jacket and he's wearing tie. And here we have Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who's the Prime Minister of Grenada, dressed in an Afrocentric type of wear. They probably feel like the role should be reversed. But while I was in Ghana, and I went into the office of the president, and I'm walking through, and they're giving me a tour. Almost everybody that you meet is wearing this kind of Afrocentric wear as a normal everyday dress code, right?
Oh.
Even in the office, you see the president have a big picture on the wall, and his outfit is not jacket and tie, right? So I think there needs to be a cultural identity. And that didn't happen to me until I went to Ghana again, right? I realized and I recognized that is us. And oftentimes people feel when you are natural in your own, they feel like it's ugly. Like if you come to work and your hair is out straight, people feel like nappy, right?
Very true. Very true.
Why do you have to straighten your hair to fit some kind of Western ideology to be beautiful? People
Well,
feel
you have to admit that a country like ours, because we're still a national pride,
right.
we have a complexity of identities. Many Grenadians would, if they're honest, they'll tell you that they have been Americanized. Some even want to speak the American language, the American way. We eat American foods, we do American things, we wear American brands. You don't see women, for example, well, you mentioned what you saw in Ghana with the men, but I'm sure you would have seen the women wrapped in their African wear from here. And they're out in the market like that with their hair wrapped. Now, if you do that in Grenada and you're wrapped just from your boobs go down as a woman, and you go to Grenville, people may say, "Oh, is she going mad?" But if you're wearing jeans and a top, that's appropriate. You see, so probably you need to do another show on cultural identity and bringing people like Mr. Ali Gill, who is a true cultural ambassador, because he never misses, he never misses with his cultural way, which is always very nice to see.
Absolutely.
He's a true African man.
So I always say that we need to have and understand our identity. And this is something that we need to have a further discussion on, because our names are not even our names. Like, how did we end up with a name like Mitchell? How did we end up with a name like George or Charles? How did we end up with that?
Don't mix Charles. But I think it is.
Let me tell you, and this has to be a cultural identity that we need to understand.
Yes, agreed.
That's the people who sexually abuse our foreparents. And then then we just adapted their name. Like if I own a dog, I call the dog after my last name. They own you and they name you. But really and truly, we're not European like Charles, we're African. Ubuntu, Kabati, I'm Kweku. And I had to learn that when I went to Ghana. I was blessed with that name, and I had to understand, what's my tribe? Where do I really belong? And the guy said, it's going to be very difficult to trace back your exact tribe. But George is not your name. George is your slave owner's name, right? And we need to understand that. And until we understand that, we don't even know ourselves. So I think we all need to get closer to Africa. We need to get closer to the identity. And not when you see something that is African, really truly African, we say, look at that. You want to laugh at it. I think that education needs to happen, and it needs to happen fast.
Agreed.
The fact that people are laughing at he came there dressed, and I'm sure people probably say anything about Ali Gill as well, because Ali Gill was decked off. He looked like he had an animal on his head, right? But that is traditional African wear, right?
So do you think that the Prime Minister's choice of way, is he trying to send a message? Is he trying to influence the You know, the people he lead, do you think that, you know, because there has to be an underlying message. After all, you remember, he is the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And
Right.
so everything he does and says, and I'm sure know everything he wears, you know, people will be looking and will have an opinion. So I'm wondering, no, like when he decided, listen, this is exactly what I'm going to wear, and I'm going to wear that shoe. This is exactly what I'm going to wear today, those loafers. And I understand it's Gucci, so, you know, stylish and that kind of thing, posh, right? So is he trying to influence our men, for example, to take a lead from his book, or?
Well, you and I know, and I think the world know, that the Prime Minister is a very educated man, right? He understands. And I remember having a conversation with him one time in reference to Africa. And we were sitting there, myself, him, and the ambassador for diaspora affairs, who is Nadia. And he was saying that he loved the outfit. And he wanted Nadia to arrange where they could get more of this outfit. I'm like, yo, when I was in Ghana, man, I told the guy who did my outfit, I said, make me about 5. It is so comfortable. I love the feel of it. And I said, yo, when I was there, I told him make me 5. And I went to Makola Market and I bought 3 sandals, just like that, like what he had on his foot. So until you have that, I believe, until you really have that exposure, I don't know if he was exposed the way I exposed, but to tell you the truth, if you see me sometime I'm on the program and I'm wearing this outfit because I feel like I want to get closer to the motherland, right? And he probably had that awakening, and he probably want people to have that awakening as well. So he wants to show that off because you're telling a story with fashion, right? And that could be possible, right? But I don't think people should laugh at that or say, "Oh, look at him, look how you look." But that's traditional. It tells a story, right? And I think we need to understand that and get out from a little circle and try to look further than that.
It's a
Open.
mindset. The mindset of our people would have to shift if this has to happen, you know, because it's the same thing. Some black men do not even see like women wearing their hair out, like you noted earlier, as a beautiful thing. They see the hair as undone or
Yeah.
natural hair, just loose, you know, with all the curls and stuff like that. People see that, why doesn't she get her hair braided, or why doesn't she get, you know, why doesn't she get her hair done? And that's why I say, so it has to boil down to the mindset of our people. We have to, you've been to Ghana, so you have that understanding, that richness of African culture, which many of us do not have because we haven't been, or maybe we haven't even read anything about African culture to understand what our true identity is. And so until that happens, we're going to be stuck in a very Americanized bubble where white is right. Everything white is right.
And here's another thing. If you're wearing Gucci or any one of those brands, yeah, you're wearing the real brand. That's what people think. That's the mindset of people. And if you're wearing something from Africa, that is somehow something that you shouldn't wear. I don't understand the ideology and the idea of it. We got a call on the line. Let's take this call. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. How are you?
I'm good. Say hi to Asheida as well.
Yes, how are you? I know your mom very well. Now, this is a topic that's, pisses me off. Grenada is not only made up of African people, there are also Indian people there. So if the Prime Minister won outfit, whether it looked African, it looked Indian, what difference does it make? It appears that Grenadian is just an African country. It is not, because a quarter of the people there are still Indian. And when you guys talk about Africa, yes, because I have African children, they are mixed. I have to teach them half of this and half of the other one. When you guys are talking about African, what are you sending to the world? Is Grenada only African? The jab? Where does the Indian people fall in? I'm not understanding this.
Yes. Well, yes.
But the topic you are talking about now is Ghana, and you bought this out and you bought this outfit. If the minister wore an outfit that looks African or Indian, he's representing a nation. He's not representing, an ethnic group. And people have to remember they're Indians in Grenada as well.
Right.
Right. I'm born and raised Indian in Grenada.
Absolutely. And I believe as you saw yesterday, there was a representation not only of African culture, but there was a segment of the program that saw some Indo performances.
Just one, Junior. Out of the entire year, it was just one. This is one. Carnival, you don't know anything about Indian. It's always jab. Every time something comes up, it's African related. And there is nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying there are Indians in Africa. In Grenada.
Yes.
They were thieves. They came along on the ship as well. So where is it that Grenada became African all of a sudden? I'm not understanding. I need someone to explain this to me, really, truly, because it's very upsetting.
Okay, caller.
And whether you all are there bragging about this.
Sorry?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
And you all are there bragging about Africans and tribe and this and your name and you understand.
Hold on. Let me say this. We was talking about the outfit that the Prime Minister was wearing. And we were saying that the outfit is an African outfit. And we was talking about the correlation and what I witnessed while I was in Africa. Right? But that's not degrading or downplaying. Hold on, one second. That's not downplaying or degrading the importance of the Indian culture, the Indo culture in Grenada. It may not be as big as it is in Trinidad or Guyana, but we do recognize and appreciate the Indo.
Never mentioned, Junior. You hardly hear about Indians. Either it's on your platform or any other platform.
Yeah.
It's only when they have that in May, you see some Indians. So I'm just saying there is nothing wrong with African. My children are.
Right.
They have African. But I'm just saying it's a sensitive topic. When you're talking about Grenada, you have to talk Grenada on a whole.
Okay.
Not just Africa.
Thank you, caller.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right. So that's pissing off. We need to talk a little bit more about the holistic Grenada, not just Afro Grenada. Asheida? Nothing to say.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, let's take this call. We got another caller on the line. Caller, what's pissing you off? Nothing to say. Hello? All right, let's take this call. Hello?
This is Junior.
Do me a favor. Turn your background all the way down. Right? The TV or the computer. Just turn it down. All right? All right, go right ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from New Hampshire in the United States.
Okay, the USA. Go ahead, caller.
Well, I was not in the stadium, so I'm not sure. I think one of the things that helped with some of the negative take on the PM's outfit is if while they did an introduction to the PM, they also put a bit in there about what he's wearing, what it represents, and why he picked that particular outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, it took me about probably half a second to see the relevance of it,
mm-hmm.
to appreciate the detail, the relevance, and it was a tight outfit. But it's just unfortunate that all the negative comments that people are saying about it.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you, caller. All right. Okay, we've got another caller on the line. Caller, you're live. What's pissing you off?
Hi, Junior. Good evening. How are you?
Good.
Right.
Oh, Oh, sorry. Hold on. I just flipped that caller there by mistake.
It's by the name of Glenda Robinson that posted up something about Killer and Mandela. And in a good way, it backfired on her because, or him, or whoever is behind that fake page, the comments that I saw that was sent to me was stating that no, the artists in Grenada should know their worth. But the amount of money that she put on there, the information he or she put on there, because I understood it's a fake page, is incorrect. And when you start spreading lies like that, then you know lies flies like fly. So, Junior, you have my number.
Yes.
If she mentioned, or he or she mentioned Desi in the Grenadian community in Brooklyn or wherever, he or she'll be able to get my number. So then we'll be able to talk. And the fact that the person took the time to post that fake page, the time that person was doing that, Mandela was making money.
Right.
I guarantee you that person didn't make a penny from that fake post under that fake page.
Right. So if it's a fake page, you don't even have to respond to it because the person is not even identifying themselves.
No.
Yeah. So just let it go.
No, I want them to identify and reach out to me. That's all. Just reach out to me.
Okay.
My name is Desi.
All right. Thank you so much, Desi.
You have a good one, Junior.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. We're here. It's What's Pissing You Off. We have Asheida here. And we're talking about what's on your mind, specifically about the celebration, the 50th anniversary celebration in Grenada. Caller live. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. I'm calling from Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
Today I was on Facebook and I was looking at a comment that somebody was talking about the drones, about 500 drones, better they had $500 in their pocket. And Junior, the thing that is really sickening is like nothing that the Prime Minister do or whatever go on with the 50 years independence celebration, it's about the people, the country.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we have to really happy that what happened yesterday is history. It was amazing. I never see this in my life before. I was in my kitchen cooking oil down and I was like, if I could have buy a plane ticket to come now, I would have come. That is the feelings that I had yesterday. And it's surprising that how Grenadian thinks. It's like they keep bringing down the country. Every little thing that happened, they bring it down. Look what happened with the Prime Minister. I don't find nothing that the Prime Minister look late. He's late. And the people is still complaining. Grenadian people need to give it a rest, stop the negativity, and just be happy that the Prime Minister is trying to do something for Grenada. It's about time we just stop. Just stop and let me big up with Grenada. Grenada is a very sweet place. But when you hear how the people in Grenada complain and make nonsense, it sounds so ridiculous.
Right.
So ridiculous. Yesterday was not about politics, was not about clothes, not about shoes. And then what color about the Indian? Do you realize that the way the Prime Minister dressed, not the, how the clothes is, the Indian wear this, people in the middle, we wear it, African wear like this, a lot of people wear like this.
Yes.
So I don't understand why people just complain for nothing. It's just like they look for the littlest thing. Right. Look how lovely the ceremony was yesterday in the stadium. You don't hear them talking about, how nice it was, but they look to talk about his shoes and his foot. Does that make sense? They need to talk about the drone. Look what the drone did. Those things don't make no sense.
Right.
Look how many land you have in Grenada, and they don't even walk in land, but they're talking about $500 in their pocket.
Right.
Do you know this? Grenada people, some of them just sickening, and I'm tired of them.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Asheida, what's your thoughts? Because this conversation, so I saw it in some circles that they did too much. Did you get a takeaway that less could have been done, less could have been spent, and money could have been put other places than into what we saw yesterday?
Okay, can you confirm, was it 22.5 million
I
EC
cannot.
dollars was spent
I think it
and
was somehow allocated
in
at,
that range. No,
yeah, that range. I don't know
I
if
think
that's
it was in that range. But let's just say 20 million just to be safe.
right.
Now, to spend $20 million on a 50th, which is a Golden Jubilee celebration, I initially thought, and I still hold the thought that it's too much, to be honest. And it's only too much because of all the other issues we face as a country. Now, some people may say, well, we are going big or we going home, right? So we invest there. We invest $20 million into the celebrations.
That's allocated for the year. I believe that was
Oh, it's
allocated
for the year.
15 million. That's allocated for the year celebration because it's a year-long celebration.
Okay, understood. The good part about the money that was invested by the government of Grenada into the celebration is that, which I liked, is that the artists who performed, the people who participated, well, I hope they were not all volunteers and they got to eat a piece of the pie as well, because we know our artists, some of them, they are dedicated to their craft and that's all they do. That's all they do, perform, sing, perform. And so for me, that's the good part. But if you were to ask me if I think they overspent or the celebrations were over catered for financially, I would say yes, given the issues we have. And just to point out something your last caller said when she said that, she's fed up of Grenadians with all the negativity. And so, Junior, I listen to American talk shows all the time, like Stephen Colbert and the late night talk show. I spend time listening to them, and they hardly ever highlight the positive things that are happening in America. They're mostly focused on, and their narratives are always focused on what could be better, what could be fixed. And so for me, I do not really like it when Grenadians who have left Grenada, they have left Grenada, right? And they've migrated for whatever reason. And I'm not saying something is wrong with them migrating for betterment, but I'm saying you are not here. And it's still an issue if someone who is living here, for example, who says, well, instead of a Grenadian living in Grenada would make a statement and say something like, well, instead of them spending 20 million on, whether it's for the year or whatever, how about they give like 50 toilets from that money then, for example, bathroom and toilets and whatever. Then someone from the diaspora now would have an issue with that just because that statement was made. So I'm saying we have to understand and try to give some balance to situations as well. You understand? Because the reason there could have been, though there are several reasons why people migrate from Grenada to live in other countries. One of the reasons could be that Grenada lacks the opportunities and so on for people to thrive. And we doing things, but I'm saying. So sometimes we should be very careful when people say, oh, attack with Grenadians, and they're complaining and they're criticizing and they this. And yes, some people do complain and criticize, without merit. And some of them do so baselessly, But I'm saying sometimes we have to just try to pick out a bit of understanding as well.
Here is one thing that you said that I disagree with. I don't think any person that was born in Grenada ever leave Grenada.
Okay. Point taken.
I believe that anyone that migrate, they migrate, but never leave Grenada. I think the further you get away from Grenada for a period of time, you become even more patriotic. The folk in the diaspora, there are people in the diaspora, they work, and you know this, in the hot, in the heat, in the cold, in the rain, in the snow, and what they do, they get that money and they send it on to their family in remittances or barrel. Right.
But these are not the people who complain that Grenadians shouldn't complain.
No. I'm going to get to that.
And that was my point. I'm not saying, because some of the people who you're describing, they don't make an issue with Grenadians complaining about Grenada all the time, because some of them understand, that there is basis for the complaints. Some of the complaints.
No, I agree. There are people that complain, right? And if you're sitting there and you're doing absolutely nothing, then have absolutely nothing to say, right? People who are just sitting there and want to complain about every single thing, what are you doing? What are you doing, right? But I just wanted to because I know for a fact when I left, when I didn't leave, I never left Grenada, and it touched close to me because my family migrated and I had to migrate. I had no choice. But that yearning and what I was able to do and bring back, I think it's valuable. Now, as far as the bathroom and the toilet situation, I believe that we could chew gum and walk at the same time. We could have a
That was
celebration.
just an example, okay? That was just
Right.
an example.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I believe that the bathroom and toilet situation need to be corrected and fixed, and we need to have that. And I think that people need to focus on that. I think that needs to be done. But in addition, I believe that we need to invest into something like this. You see this 50th anniversary of independence, Asheida? There were 250,000 people who watched this broadcast yesterday. 250,000, right? On Ride Along and all the other platforms. Think about the effect that it have on the people who are Grenadian and non-Grenadian to come back home and invest, seeing what they saw there. Now it's a push-pull kind of situation. Now they're seeing Grenada in this glamour and glory, and they be like, okay, wow, this is where I want to go back now, because it seems as if things are looking good. I want to invest more money in there. Things are on the up and up in Grenada from their projection, and they know in turn would come back, bring their friends, travel, set up businesses, and all these things once they've realized and recognized that they now could flourish in this place. So the investment, if it's $15 million for the year, I think when you really check it up, it might even earn hundreds of millions of dollars when you actually do the math. So the investment is a small investment to pay for the bigger pie that is to come. And that's how I see it.
So there you're looking at the returns. So if it could bring in significant returns to the country, then of course it's beneficial. So that I agree with 100%. Once Grenada and Grenadians could benefit in any which way, then of course it's a good move. But if there is like an overwhelming amount of problems and suffering and so on, and we spent all that there, then there's a concern, and I think we have to acknowledge that. Some people would look at it that some people have not even looked at the bigger picture that you just presented in terms of spending the 15 million or the 20 million and having thousands and thousands of people coming into Grenada, which contributes to our tourism, economically speaking, and so on, right? Some people have not looked at the bigger picture, you see. And so it is important, I guess, to have discussions like the one we are having now, so people could be like, oh, I never looked at it that way. I've only looked at it the other way.
And if, say, for instance, we were to say, okay, you know what? Let me take $1 million and put $10 or $1,000 in everyone's hand. Boom, 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 boom. You find the people and you give them $1,000 in their hand. What becomes of that at the end when that money is spent? Right? I believe that as an investor, I think I'm an investor, and I spent $200,000 to date. I am not sure that I would make back $200,000, but my projection is I'll make $1 million. Okay. Right? So I put a $200,000 in for my pocket, and I say, you know what? My projection is I'll do whatever I need to do to make $1 million. So if I never spend the $200,000, I have no projection of $1 million. And I had to be in it. You have to be inside. You have to put your money in, other than saying, you know what, I'm not going to do anything because I can't afford it. You're not taking the risk. I think in this what we live in, we have to consider the risk and then look at the probability of scoring high. And I think it's a very high probability that this could score very, very high, because no, it gets to it shows the world Grenada. And you couldn't pay for that type of visibility. 200, 300,000 people, and it will continue to grow. You cannot pay for that visibility. It's hundreds of millions of dollars to reach that on CNN and those other platforms. We have the opportunity. We took the opportunity. But we got another call on the line. Let me take that call. That call I've been waiting for a while. Caller, live, where you calling us from? Go right ahead.
Calling from Grenada.
Yes, caller, go right ahead.
Yes, what pissed me off with the celebration yesterday is when the opposition leader had the flag between his legs. I find this is so disrespectful to our flag, to our nation. And if it was in one of maybe Arab countries or whatever it is, they might have charged him because he knows better. That is really pissing me off. Okay. Have a good night.
All right. Okay. All right, caller. That was a picture that I took And let me show you guys how, and let me explain how this picture was done, right? Because people only see the picture, they sometimes don't see what happened before. So I went up and I saw the former Prime Minister, and I saw Honorable Tillman Thomas, and I saw a few other colleagues in the back there. So I walked up, and immediately Dr. Keith Mitchell recognized me, and he gave me a thumbs up. So when he gave me the thumbs up, right, he had this in his hand, and when he realized that I was taking a picture, because I had these two cameras, his mood sort of changed. So probably as he turned to, after he gave me the thumbs up, because I remember him holding that stuff in his hand, he had it in his hand. So he put it down like this, and he mood started to change, because when he was sitting there between me and you, he like, you know, sometimes you're sitting and you're just slouching and you don't know, like, somebody's focusing on you. But when he realized that I was taking a picture of him, he kind of think of himself a bit. He gave me the thumbs up, and I took the picture, right? So I don't know if during that process he put the thing between his leg, and I'm not defending it, but I'm just saying that was how the picture was taken, and at the time it was taken. And that's how we got this picture, how we came to this picture right there. But I saw this circulating, a lot of people talking about it, how he put the flag between his leg. But that is what happened before the flag between his leg kind of happened, right? I just had to say that. We got another call on the line. Anyway, we got a caller live. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. Good night. I'm from Jamaica. I'd like to say, though, I really do appreciate the conversation. You guys have actually enlightened me on a few things, especially, I guess, the whole matter of the flag. I really didn't see it as much of a big deal, but I guess, everybody differences with the flag and its respect. But I'd like to also commend Asheida that she has really good reasonability. She is able to accept that, she has changed her opinion, or I still hold my opinion, but I see where you're coming from, because I have a point to make, or I would have liked to make a point where I said, I think I posted it on Facebook, that organizing committee for the independence was really, really good. Yes, you would have had some flaws in and between, but I think I made a post that I said that I would love to see a committee like that put together for the moving of the health sector, because I don't know what's the problem, why it doesn't seem as if any administration, any minister seem to make an observable change. But I would really like to see, let me see that, okay, it is as important as this 50th anniversary was important. I don't know if I see, yes, we have a new minister, but something like that. But keeping in line, what I would have observed from the entire independence celebration, from the launch coming all the way on, is that I think we really need to start teaching our history. In school, I remember learning about Arabs and Caribs, but not a lot of the stuff that I see people like Michael Batiste and Rupert and all of the other people talking about with Bishop Gary. I really learned a lot. And it comes back to the previous caller with the Indian. Because when I saw the church service, I was wondering, so is it that we are no longer a Christian country? Because I saw Muslims, I saw the Rastafarians. But then when we talk about having casinos, and so I remember Dr. Mitchell saying that, no, he won't support it because we're a Christian community. Some people talk about the jab because we're a Christian community. So is it that we are no longer a Christian community? Then people now speak about the dress code. I mean, it's a lot. And then the Indians, as the lady said, they came on the boat. But from my knowledge, they weren't brought. The slaves and the Africans were brought. So it's two different things. But my last point is that the matter of having no other activities apart from national events on the day of the independence celebration, maybe what could have been said is nothing else in St. George's, so that the rural parishes could have, had a little bit of economic boost. But overall, I think it was excellent. I think it was amazing. And I appreciated seeing a lot of young persons, as well as a lot of experienced persons like Sherma, Ricardo, Brenda, all these other people. And I think overall we did well.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Yes. Asheida, someone said that the flag between the leg comment is as is as nonsensical as the shoes conversation. There are so many great things that happen. Is people nitpicking at everything? Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Let me respond to your last caller. Thank you for your compliment. And I wanted to make reference to a point she raised because when you reached out to me to do this, Junior, that was one of the things I wanted us to talk about. Now, yesterday brought national pride to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique like no other.
Right.
But there is no national pride without national history or without knowing our history. And we fail at that. The people who know the history are very tight lipped. And for the life of me, I've never understood why it is so hard for someone or a team of people to put our history together accurately so and present the history to us. Let me tell you something. To know about the person who designed our national flag, I had to research that in my 30s. Right.
Right.
So I know for sure it is Mr. Anthony Conrad George. I know he's from Soubise in St. Andrew. I
Right.
know that he won a British Empire medal.
Yes.
Right. And to know who wrote our anthem, I had to research to know it was Mrs. Ova Merle Baptiste Blackett, who was one of the best primary school teachers. She was a music teacher as well. These are things we should know. We should know that just as how we know who sang All Man Alone, Wilt Talbury Cambridge. We should know these things. We should know our history. We should know how we got here. But sometimes we get pieces. For example, you had Mr. Michael Batiste on your program recently. I
Yeah.
listened attentively because I know he has a wealth of knowledge, especially with Sir Eric Matthew Gary and so on. But we always get different stories. We get them in pieces. Sometimes they give us in parables, and we have to put it together. It's like a puzzle. I want to know so much about Maurice Bishop, for example, a former prime minister, and so on. And I asked my mother, and the thing she told me, well, I just like him. He was a nice man. People like him, and that kind of thing. And I'd be like, Mommy said, no more. You were. She even named my sister, Marissa, because of how much she loved him. You see? How much she loved Maurice Bishop. And I'm saying we should know. And I hope that the same team, the same celebrations committee team, maybe because they're so good at organizing things, maybe they could put something about our history together, whether it's a little pamphlet or a book or something, and distribute so we know our history and we have the facts about our history.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And in knowing the history, we'll learn about our African ancestry. We'll learn about our roots. We'll learn
Not just
about
African, you just got a scolding, not just African, Indian as well.
yes, of course. But again, the African was bought as slave, and the Indian was indentured servants, right? And they came, and they are very prominent and very respected. I have a lot of friends who are Indians, and we're not disrespecting them in any way. And I like the fact yesterday that if you saw there was an Indo representation,
Mhm.
right?
And
And
it
I
was wonderful. It was wonderful.
it was
That's all
great.
right.
It
Yes,
was
it was.
absolutely great. And
It
in
was.
fact, someone turned to me and they say, but wait, they didn't even realize that Grenada had such a
Mhm.
vast Indo community, and it
Mhm.
does, and it needs to be respected.
And
Um,
Indians are highly respected in Grenada, if I must say so myself. Indians are highly respected in Grenada. I've never been at a situation or heard anyone, belittle someone because, we don't do this race card like that here in Grenada,
we don't.
and so that's why I didn't really want to respond to your caller because I thought it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the problem is, Asheida, and the problem will continue to persist because we do not have a museum. You see, when you're dead and you're gone, you're done, you finish. People don't know about you. And they don't teach you history, so they will never know about you. That is part of the problem. We
So
don't.
maybe some of the millions could
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 be.
give us a museum, a proper museum, so we could take our children there. We could go ourselves and learn. Like I told you, I started learning about our history in my 30s, in my early 30s. And so if we have a museum, we go there. I even mentioned about a cultural museum as well. When you enter a cultural museum, you see all the cultural history from the inspector to the scholar to the everybody. We know what they've won, when they've won, what they've won, and that kind of thing. Because I feel as though we lose our history as we evolve as a country and as a people, and that always get me, like I'm not pleased with that at all. Not
Absolutely. They
pleased.
need to do better. We need to do better.
Yes.
Let me before we go on here, guys, we were very, very, very due for a commercial break. But I just want to tell you quickly, guys, that this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride E-Bikes. And of course, Ride E-Bikes is the premier all-inclusive ride excursion company here in Grenada, where you could experience the interactivity and of course the best of Grenada through e-bike. It's promoting community tourism on the island. Our next ride is in St. David, and that's on Sunday. That's already sold out, guys. Sorry, that one's sold out. But if you want to be on the following ride, we're going to be in St. John. You could get your e-bike. You could get your booking on ridersebike.com. Also, Ride Along Live is brought to you by JetBlue. Yeah, JetBlue flying to Grenada. There are 2 flights from JFK to Grenada. You can check out jetblue.com. Yes, so we are back. Yes, there were another conversation that I saw, right? And that might be the last piece, and because I know we've shot for time or we have over time already. People were saying, okay, the monies that was spent to the folks who came and did the drone display should have had some kind of contractual agreement in there to teach locals how to put on a drone display like how they put on. Your thoughts?
I care more about healthcare than the drone display. That's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah. Than even trying to get people to learn it. And, yeah, of course, we are into the technological era, but let's fix things that are more important to the people of this country. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nah, that's good. I mean, healthcare is important. With people coming in and want to invest and want to move back and bring all the pension money here, they're concerned that if they come here and they get sick, they could go to a good hospital. And that is having a big hospital and having a building doesn't make you have good health care. It's about caring. It's about health care, caring for the people, well-trained nurse, which I know that we have, and having that facility function properly and caring for the people who needs it. So
But
that's
it's bigger. It's a bigger picture than just the people coming in to invest and the visitors coming in to visit our beautiful country. It's our own people as well that I see. And if they need something, then they have to, raise funds, either having a barbecue or motorcade. That these are the kind of things like to look at your people. Because listen, if you want to dance a yard properly, you have to make sure your people could dance with feet and everything in proper shape. So I
Yeah.
think for me, if I was to give a recommendation or a suggestion to the government right now, as we in the celebratory mood, I would do something significant where healthcare is concerned as well, so we can have something to celebrate for the 51st anniversary next year, also when it comes to healthcare. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think that's important. So let me see. We touched on that. Healthcare is a big deal. And as we said, we need to enhance our healthcare facility and the nurses and doctors, which I know we have, and there's so much that passed through our country. Keeping them here for a longer period of time, I think that's important. And I think that they are working to build that teaching hospital. And that means that they would have more doctors and doctors here for a longer period of time. And hopefully that would aid in the advancement and creating a better healthcare system on the island. But healthcare is a big deal, just as the 50th anniversary is a big deal. And point well taken right there. Anything else, Asheida, before we wrap up about things that might be on your mind that's pissing you off?
No, no, I'm not pissed off at all. I'm very well. I just wanna again extend kudos to the whole team who put the activity together yesterday. But I want to specifically commend my brother Darius because it was his idea to do the SSU part. He put
Yeah.
everything together, and so I want to commend him, commend the team, commend. I think it's Inspector Noel, who is from St. Patrick, who had the vision as well and worked along with him. So big up the RGPF. When you all do good, you all get the kudos and the compliments. And you know when the bad apples rotting, we also
Yeah.
have to call them out. But yeah, kudos to the team and kudos to all the Grenadians. I must say that the people who went down to the National Stadium and just displayed their patriotism perfectly.
Yes.
Kudos to you. You gave your day for national pride, and that was beautiful to see. The children who participated as well, the children who went down to the stadium and enjoyed the display, it was really beautiful to witness. I'm proud to be alive to have seen it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Asheida, when you're coming on ride with us again?
I can't ride. I don't know how to balance. Why don't ask me if I'm going in kayak mass and if I have a place to stay?
Oh Lord, you don't have a place to stay?
No, I don't have no place to stay. So,
We go pitch a tent. We go pitch a tent.
but I wish I could come on the ride, Junior. It looks very, very exciting. I see Brendan Blazer on the live all the time, and it looks exciting.
It's
But I
great.
tell you, I don't know how to balance. I probably will fall down.
Oh, take you out. Oh, we will go up to quarantine point. Don't worry, don't watch that.
Okay, no problem.
Carriacou as well. We're gonna be on Monday Night Mass in Carriacou. Get your packages now. Packages going only for $50. Monday Night Mass in Carriacou. We are there. Asheida, we go pitch a tent. Don't worry about place to stay. Carriacou is a safe place.
Yes, it is a safe place, and I love Carriacou. They know that I love Carriacou, but I have to sleep on a proper bed. Bed. Thank you for having me, Junior, and pleasant night to your viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Asheida Charles, always great conversation, guys. Yes, so don't forget, guys, if you're going to be in Carriacou, we are offering Monday Night Mass package in Carriacou, right? Amazing colors, Monday Night Mass, Carriacou. Get your packages. The packages is going to be available right in front of Kim the King. You know Kim the King is? Kim the King, right in Carriacou. We have a tent right there. You walk in and you pick up your packages for Monday Night Mass in Carriacou. Compliments, right? Amazing colors. Amazing colors. Monday Night Mass in Carriacou. Get your packages if you're gonna be there. Hey, Corey Bailey, how you doing? Get your packages in Carriacou, guys. As soon as you go there, go in front. As soon as you go there, hear English in there. Yeah. As soon as you go there. As soon as you get there. Go by Mr. Kim the King and say, I want my package. You go see Amazing Colors packages there. It's only $50. I didn't stutter. $50. That's it. Only 50 EC dollars, guys. So you could get one for you, one for your friend, and one for another friend. Glow stick, and it includes unlimited rum punch. Unlimited rum punch for the whole night. It's a big give back. I mean, it's a give back. Amazing Colors give back. Guys, I want to show you this performance, right? This is Kingman at Jamu, his performance yesterday. What amazing performance. And also, guys, before I go on to the Kingman performance, I also want to say kudos and big up to Orlando Romaine and the whole team at the NOC who put this thing together. I don't want to call names because if I call name, I'm going to leave out somebody. But the whole team, all they work real hard and we appreciate it. We really, really appreciate it. And I got to big up the folks in the video production crew. I'm talking about Richie, Oliver, TNR Communication. Big up yourself, my brother. You did your thing because I know the whole nation was on your shoulder. If you didn't mess up, you know how the thing does go. Nazim Benjamin, big up yourself, taking care of things there as well. People don't see the folks behind the scene, but you guys made it happen. Big up to you. The folks who flew the drones, the folks who, everybody, man, everybody. Let us see if we could continue this national pride, guys, and clean up campaign. Because not only during independence, you have to clean up your place, And let me tell you that again, because I forget to mention this because this was pissing me off. So somebody came into the kiosk at our Esplanade Mall location and they wanted to buy a shirt. So it so happened that We sold out about 5 times. We had to go. I had to fly back to New York, get more shirts, come down, and stuff, right? And on top of that, when I came down with shirts, it sold out again. So we had to get more, right? So it so happened that our last order came in on the 6th. So our last order came in on the 6th. It so happened that that was the day the person said, well, they wanted the shirt to wait for the 6th, right? They wanted the national colors to wait for the 6th. I understand that. But remember that you are not only a Grenadian on the 6th and the 7th. You are a Grenadian every day, right? So don't be tripped out to feel like only when you have to wear national colors is on the 6th, and if you don't get it on the 6th, then it don't good no more for you to wear. That is nonsense. That is nonsense, people. And say what you want about the people in the diaspora, guys. But the diaspora people, the folks in the diaspora, it's just a lot of folks here. But the folks in the diaspora, they would wear their colors 24/7, right? So people, we need to be more nationalistic and not only feel like we need to clean up the place, not only feel like we need to wear our national colors on Independence Day. I wear my thing every day. If all you see me all in June, all in September, all in September I wearing my thing. I don't care, I'm wearing it because I'm a Grenadian every day to my heart. If you cut me open, you see a Grenadian flag. Yeah. And that leads me to this other part that we had. In fact, I'll give all you my serious opinion after this about this shoe and flag thing. Don't move, we'll be right back.
It's Instacash Grenada. Imagine a game with no numbers to choose from, no draws to wait on, and you can play it every day, including Sunday. That's Instacash. It's fast, it's easy to play, and you win prizes instantly. Instacash. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA. Making dreams.
For an exhilarating adventure? Then look no further than Ride Excursions and Tours. Get ready to explore the great outdoors like never before with our powerful e-bikes. Discover breathtaking sightseeing tours around the island. Feel the wind in your hair and experience nature in its purest form. Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or a beginner, our e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Call us at 473-422-1011 to book your excursion or visit ridersebikes.com. That's ridersebike.com to reserve your spot. Unleash your adventurous spirit with Ride Excursions and Tours, where every journey becomes an unforgettable adventure.
Junior Judge. Yeah. Oh man. Go down. La 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 la. Grenada it. That's right. Welcome for some mud block makers of history. And I'm sure that many people will agree. If I say she's blessed by the Almighty, oh God, it's under the skills and talent we have down here in this land. It is too much for me to mention, yeah. The level of education keep rising to higher heights. And if I'm not saying that I'm right, no, I want to tell everybody I'm so proud of my country. Don't care wherever I may be. I say Grenada belong to all of we. No country in this world could do the things that my country would do for me. I am sing the thing. Sing the chorus louder. Tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Whoa, my Grenada, land of roots and culture. Grenada is realize if we learn to cool with hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada. Hey. Oh, you give me a mommy, oh.
Yes, guys. It was an amazing event yesterday. We cannot stop and thank enough the people who worked and made this event a success. Again, I don't want to start calling any names because it's just too much to mention, right? So the conversation that we were having today in reference to the choice of clothes that the Prime Minister chose to wear, or the location at that point in time that the picture was taken that the former Prime Minister decided to put the flag, I think that we are missing the big picture when we start to talk about these things that is so insignificant. In a lot of ways, they are. They're very insignificant. There are so much bigger things that we need to talk about and celebrate. The fact that we had, we recognize these centennials, these people who are 100 years and over. The fact that the stadium, in this very politically divisive time, the stadium was completely filled to capacity, standing room only. There was no people talking about they're not coming or they boycott the stadium because of political reasons. There were people there that supported the New National Party. There were people there that supported the National Democratic Congress. There were people there that supported the GULP. Everyone was represented at the stadium. Because you know why? It's Grenada, and they're all Grenadians. And although people that may support the NDC may see a different path to success than the people who support the New National Party, at the end of the day, it's like you're going to the same direction, but you might feel the need to take a different road to get to the destination. But it doesn't mean that you are less patriotic. It doesn't mean that you love Grenada any less. And everybody cannot agree. And you should never force, or nobody should be forced to take your part or to follow the path that you're taking. That is an individual choice, right? Hear me out. That is an individual choice. I hope you guys are hearing me because, yeah, I think you guys are hearing me. Let me know if you guys were hearing me. Right. Okay. That is an individual choice. Nobody could force you. Nobody could tell you that you need to or should tell you that you have to do this or if you have to follow this political lines. We are going the same way, right? But we could be respectful about it. Oftentimes, we have to look to our leaders sometimes as well, because our leaders set the tone. Sometimes our leaders may say certain things and it may follow suit, it may follow through, because people are so, they follow politics blindly, especially in our country. Know that at the end of the day, guys, we are all Grenadian. And the nationalistic pride that we saw on display at the National Stadium, we can't just stop it and say, you know what, independence done. Let's get back to the divisive politics and rhetoric and nonsensical argument that we was doing a year on and months and or forever, it seems, right? Let us end that divisive talk and let us see how we could come together. And not only for independence, but every day. And for the people who only feel like they need to wear their colors when January, February start to come and then, you start to clean up. No. Your colors should be worn. Your pride should be felt every day. You have to be an ambassador every day. You meet people and you talk to them And the first thing that should come to your mind, especially if you meet people who are not from your island. I'm not only speaking to Grenadian, because we know we have a lot of Trinidadian friends, Vincentian friends, and other people as well. Your first thing is to be an ambassador and tell people about your homeland. Let it come down to your homeland and ensure that you do everything to ensure that they have a great time, that they could bring more friends. Because at the end of the day, everybody benefits, right? So independence is not only about that period in time, but it's about keeping that pride and continue to keep that pride. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our program tonight. We urge you guys again to support and continue to support this platform as we continue to support our community. We are doing so much. We've been doing so much. We just launched again the e-bike excursion tours, which is doing a lot for Grenada. I got a call from a neighboring island that I'm going to be visiting soon that would like me to take the idea of the e-bike into that territory. But that would come in time. I just want to feel the support and love here in Grenada as I'm getting every week. If you guys need to rent a bike, if you need to, you want to take your family out on an excursion, you could do that. Just walk into the Esplanade Mall and rent those bikes and continue to support this platform. If you want to advertise, guys, if you want to reach more people with your business, advertise on Ride Along Live. Your ad could be placed right here on the screen or also on all of our screens inside the Esplanade Mall. We have two screens actually, and it's very visible. So if you want to advertise, you could advertise on this platform here, or you could also advertise inside the Esplanade Mall, where a lot of people are watching us as we speak to the rebroadcast of this program, and they are tuned in, all right? They are tuned in. So advertise. For more information on advertising, you can call us at 718-701-5720 or inbox us right here on Ride Along Live. All right, you want to learn how to ride, Brenda? No problem. We have classes to teach you how to ride. And coming up this weekend, we're going to have another one of our instructional Learn to Ride class and teach you how to get around on an e-bike. On behalf of all of our production team here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, our moderating team, we have, how are you doing, Gail? How are you doing, Kibbs? Good night to you guys, and have a great one. Thanks to Asheida, Charles, our guests, and everyone who partake, who shared, and who continue to like and give us stars right here on Ride Along Live. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 Cash Flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 Cash Flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Development Authority of Grenada, PDA, is enforcing regulations to curb illegal, disorderly, and unauthorized development in several locations throughout the state of Grenada. The authority is concerned that structures mainly associated with vending are negatively impacting the environment, has undesirable public health and sanitation consequences, present obstructions to vehicle and pedestrian traffic, can become projectiles during adverse weather conditions, and generally affect the aesthetics of the nation. The PDA will work along with stakeholder ministries and institutions to effect the demolition, removal, and disposal of structures which fall in the category of illegal and disorderly development, commencing January 2024. In this regard, persons who vend in or occupy such illegal structures are advised to secure their personal belongings and have the structures removed ahead of the planned PDA demolition operations. These actions of the PDA have become necessary to safeguard and protect public health and the environment, ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens and visitors, discourage any future disorderly construction, and encourage compliance to regulations pertaining to physical development in the state of Grenada. This is a message from the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada.